Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No.
Always live. Always real. Always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes, I don't like
right.
that.
You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, May 23rd. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon, and I'm Sam.
Can I do it?
It's not Friday.
It's Thursday.
No, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Whatever.
Wow. Okay.
Thursday, shamey. It's cool.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Tomorrow you can do it. Are
Okay,
you
cool.
excited?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's begin with some serious news. Catastrophic damage right now in Missouri's capital. And this morning, that state's governor surveyed the flooding and wreckage that devastated Jefferson City. A car dealership suffered extensive damage due to a tornado that hit just before midnight. The twister ripped buildings apart and threw debris as high as 13,000 feet into the sky, according to the National Weather Service, and it left a 3-mile area of destruction. 3 people were killed 150 miles away in Golden City, Missouri. Now, Governor Mike Parsons is responding.
A lot of damage here in Jefferson City. We had fatalities over in southwest Missouri area last night. Multiple injuries that were reported over the night.
Not good because usually, and it's never good, let's be super honest, but Jefferson City is the capital of Missouri. So we're now talking about really city and infrastructure that might not actually be ready for this. So I hope, and I'm not going to go into politics, that infrastructure is big on everyone's list because we're seeing more and more of these natural disasters hitting our major cities now. So it's a big deal.
And you know, I came out at the beginning of the show like, oh, it's Thursday. It's that blessed feeling, you know, a blessed feeling that we're not going through that right now. So my prayers, our prayers here at DBL are for the people that experience it.
Amen. If we have anybody watching that are experiencing this, please, or if you know someone, we would love to hear your story. We read all of your comments, and we are live, and so let us know. And as you said, our thoughts and prayers with everybody there. Very scary. We are getting an update on 2 high-profile celebrities who are accused of sexual misconduct. Kelly Schuberth has the news at the moment. Kelly.
That's right, Sam. Mario Batali is facing a criminal charge after an alleged groping incident back in 2017. The celebrity chef allegedly kissed and groped a woman while she was taking a selfie with him at one of his restaurants. Now, he'll be in court tomorrow in Boston, so I'll be sure to keep you updated. Now, in the meantime, motivational speaker Tony Robbins is responding to sexual misconduct allegations against him as 4 more women come forward with accusations. Listen.
Not perfect. I never claimed to be. I'm perfectly committed to growing and helping as many people as I possibly can. But I've never claimed to be perfect. And if there's anything I've ever said or ever done that sincerely, if it offended anybody, hurt anybody's feelings, or they felt anything of that nature, just didn't support you, I apologize. It's certainly not my intent.
Sam, I'll keep you updated.
Thank you so much, Kelly. We will definitely stay up to date on that story, and any new details we will share with you. Well, now to some entertainment news. Remember All in the Family and the Jeffersons? Of course you do. The classic shows returned last night in front of a live audience with different actors, and it is getting rave reviews. Woody Harrelson, Marissa Tomei, Jamie Foxx, Wanda Sykes, and many others brought the classics back to life. Even Grammy winner Jennifer Hudson was there to sing the Jeffersons' Moving On Up theme song. Watch. Moving on up. Yes, but 87-year-old Marla Gibbs' surprise appearance really blew everyone away. She reprised her role as George and Louise Jefferson's maid, Florence Johnson, of course. Watch.
Miss Jefferson.
All in the Family recreated the episode when the Bunkers hosted the Jefferson family for a party, and they used the original script from 1973, but watching it 46 years later, it seemed like not much has changed.
Then how come we don't have a black president? I mean, some of our black people are just as dumb as Nixon. You ain't got a black president, Jefferson, because God ain't ready for that yet.
Wow. But in the Jeffersons episode, ABC did censor the N-word from the original script, and everyone is talking about Jamie Foxx's flub. Take a look.
I would always beg my mother for a little brother.
But you know we was broke, so all is live. Everyone sitting at home just think their TV just messed up.
This was so good. Were you nervous that it wouldn't live up to the Jeffersons, that it wouldn't, or what do you think about this?
I don't know. That's an all-star studded cast. So I see A-listers bringing their A-games. But one thing, Tori, I think this is the rebirth of appointment TV. Now we need to take this a step further, and we take the one show, the second show, we put them head-to-head, and we raise money for the team of actors to their charities.
That's a great idea.
Let's make it into a game show.
That's a
you know what I mean?
fantastic competition idea. Go and tell ABC.
I was telling you, since you're managing editor, let's have a meeting later.
Okay, you and I will trademark that and figure it out. But Tori, 46 years later, I mean, this was groundbreaking television back then. It definitely underscored inclusivity and created that norm. What do you think about it being so relevant and relevant today?
Scary and incredible. The set was exactly the same. The script was exactly the same. This is how you do live television really, really well, other than Daily Blast Live. But this is how you do it really well. It was exciting. It was well done. And the poignancy of some of those script words are incredibly relevant to today.
I know. And Stephanie, I want to get your opinion on this next story, so stay with me. Did musician Moby and Oscar-winning actress Natalie Portman date? He's calling her out after she denied they dated in the late 90s. This all started with Moby's new memoir. Then it fell apart. In it, he claims they dated. But now Natalie says, quote, "I was surprised to hear that he characterized that very short time I knew him as dating. I had just turned 18. We only hung out a handful of times before I realized that this was an older man who was interested in me in a way that felt inappropriate." Now Moby is responding with this Instagram photo. He says he's confused why Natalie is saying they didn't date and says, quote, "I completely respect Natalie's possible regret in dating me. To be fair, I would probably regret dating me too, but it doesn't alter the actual facts of our brief romantic history." First of all, I just have to be completely forthright. I love Moby. I know Moby very well. He is a feminist and a great guy, and I don't know. Have you ever been in a situation where maybe you thought you were just hanging out and the other person thought they were dating, or vice versa?
Yeah, you know what? There was, well, I was in a very bizarre relationship for a while where it was like 1 minute it seemed like we were madly in love, the next minute we weren't talking to each other. It was very turbulent. Yeah, it was all over the place, and that was when I was younger. But I think it's very important to obviously discuss what's happening with the person so you fully are aware. And I think sometimes when we're younger, especially ladies, I don't know about gentlemen, but sometimes like if you have a really big crush on someone, they show you a bit of attention. When you're younger, you can often imagine all these things that are happening that actually you just hung out a couple of times.
But there has to be rules and there has to be boundaries, because there's one thing if you're hanging out with someone, there's one thing if you're hooking up, then there's one thing if you're dating. So you're saying,
what's the difference between date? Because I've been out of the game for a long time.
Have you really?
Yeah, I have.
Not you.
Like 15 years, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
Geez.
So what's the difference between hanging out and, hooking up and dating?
So hooking up, you guys are just Netflix.
But you're not
and
dating?
chilling.
It's not monogamous.
That's not dating.
It's not monogamous.
Dating to me is like you guys really like each other. So if you're just hooking up and then you try and have that speech that what are we? We are farmers. Bum 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 bum. That's what you're gonna get because we're not official.
I still categorize that as dating.
If it happened more than a handful of times, then 100%. And like one thing I learned about in America, which we don't really do so much in England, you guys seem to date multiple people at once until you make your decision. I'm sorry, but if you're going out with me, you're going out with only me, and that is it. If you want to take someone else out to dinner, then our dinner date is cancelled.
I love it.
All in chain.
Yeah, damn right.
She's a prize, yes. A wanted man in Connecticut has agreed to turn himself in, but only if his wanted poster gets 15,000 likes on Facebook. What? A police department posted about it on social media, writing that the man had agreed to the deal, but had originally wanted more likes. Ultimately, they negotiated and settled on 15,000 likes, but get this, the post already has 24,000 likes, and as of this morning, he still hasn't turned himself in. Tori, come on.
Yeah, I really don't like this.
Why would they even negotiate with
him? I know. There's two things I don't like. One is that our society, this is such a microcosm of our society. We need likes to like literally do anything. And second, I gotta be honest, let's call out the elephant in the room. If that person was a black person, you don't negotiate in certain situations. We've seen some major police brutality, and there was no negotiating before a gun was pulled. So I have a real problem that they played along with this criminal and guess what the charges are for? Domestic violence, hurting a child.
Oh, wow.
Not okay for me.
Sickening.
Not okay for me.
I don't understand why the police entertain this whatsoever.
I agree.
Negotiating with him, I think they should be using his IP address to go and pick him up and bring him in themselves. The fact that he's on Facebook making these kind of jokes, it's not funny. He's broken the law. He's wanted for a reason.
But don't worry, he's going to have to reap what he sows, because he could have went into jail no one knowing his charges. Now he's a celebrity in a way, and now people are like
15,000 likes.
But it doesn't matter.
I would take that.
Into that system, when you go into that system and they know who you are, they're going to see, oh, you want crime for clout? We're going to see if you're a real criminal. Walk on over here. You want some likes? Big Bubba's going to like you.
That's probably true.
Oh,
That's good. You're good today. Good job. All right, well, DBL is live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, a Real Housewife is headed to jail. We'll tell you who it is, and listen to this.
Who is Mary Lou Retton?
Sounds like a syrup lady. Not sure.
It's right next to Mrs. Butterworth. Mary Lou Retton's.
Yep, DBL hosts Al Jackson and Jeff Schroeder hit the streets to see if they're smarter than millennials. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. Actress Amber Heard is taking her fight against revenge porn to Capitol Hill. She's demanding a federal law and a 5-year prison penalty. Your comments coming up next.
So a lot of you wrote in saying you guys watched the special, The Jeffersons, and loved the live premiere, so that was great. Stephen George says, Sam, do you remember Go from Moby or Extreme Ways from the Born Identity? Moby's a legend.
Yeah, believe me, first of all, I loved Moby's music growing up, and what I loved most about Moby is we saw him, at least in the 90s, like kind of come out with like, you know, those songs that are a little bit more melancholy and a little bit more electronica, but Moby has such a punk rock history, which I loved. So not only did I always love Moby as a vegan, as an activist, as a punk rocker, but then when I got to start working with him over at the Young Turks, him and I became fast friends, and what united us was our love for politics. So he'll share stuff with me that no one knows. If you guys remember, Moby was trending like 2 years ago about the whole Russia thing. Because Moby has family members and inside connections within Washington, so he finds out things right away. And he's so brilliant. He's Mensa brilliant, and so yeah, that's where our love comes from, music and politics. But he is such a big feminist too. So I think this must be a really hurtful thing for him, because he's worried that people are portraying him as the creepy 30-year-old. Right. When in reality, I mean, I got to tell you, Moby walks the walk. You listen to his lyrics way back when he used to call out Eminem and stuff for being misogynistic in their lyrics. Moby is so careful he's just so careful to put women on a pedestal. But that just goes to show people have different narratives about what happens in different relationships.
And I think since he thinks like that, that's why he didn't clap back. That's why he kind of made fun of himself when he had his response
Moby,
as well. But that's the thing. You see guys
he doesn't want to be categorized as a creep or someone that doesn't listen to women or empower women.
I will say I saw Moby in Italy and Florence in 2003, and he said in Italian, "Mi dispiace per il mio presidente." I'm sorry for our president, and that was before people were really saying that.
That was what, with Bush?
It was, and it was insane because it was Dixie Chicks had just gotten really killed for that. So he's always been a strong activist.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah, if you don't follow him on Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host, when we talk about what you're talking about. Yesterday, actress Amber Heard met with lawmakers in D.C. to stop the sharing of non-consensual nude images. She told them that the 2014 iCloud leak that resulted in the sharing of her private nude photos was devastating, and that she continues to be harassed, stalked, and humiliated because of this. Amber wants the act of sharing non-consensual pornography to carry up to a 5-year prison sentence. This act would help prosecutors bring justice to victims of revenge porn. So DBL Nation, is a 5-year prison sentence fair punishment for this violation of privacy?
All right, let's get to these comments. Robert from Facebook says, if you can't deal with the consequences, don't send nude pictures. You bring it on yourself. I kind of agree with you, Robert, there, because the cloud, there's no consent on the cloud. Just ask Jeff Bezos. Just ask Jennifer Lawrence. You may be sending it to someone, nude picture to someone that you love, that you know may keep it private, but it gets hacked, it gets put out there. So if we're going to make this law and we're going to put the people in jail who sends it out there, then let's make sure we hold the TMZs and the National Enquirers, we hold them to some sort of standard because they're the ones that's putting it out there for the masses.
Interesting.
Joanna from Facebook says, I think some people don't understand what it's like to be a celeb whose nudes get leaked. The amount of harassment and stalking these women experience as a result must be crazy. Wow, you read my mind, Joanna. I looked into this. Amber Heard says she's stalked about those photos every day since it happened in 2014. Every single day, she gets haters, she gets trolled, she gets traumatized over and over and over again.
What a violation of your privacy.
Huge.
I can't even imagine.
It's amazing. So she's introducing the SHIELD Act, which is basically stopping harmful image exploitation and limiting distribution. And they are raising it in the Senate. And guess who's introducing it in the Senate?
Who?
Kamala Harris.
Wow.
Running for president, taking a strong stance as a prosecutor.
Former prosecutor saying,
I want a deterrent for revenge porn and sextortion, which this is.
Well, I think that's going to bite her in the butt because Kamala Harris, as much as I understand the importance of this bill, even though I think 5 years is too, that's a whole nother situation, but I think Kamala Harris already gets criticized for all the people she's put in jail. I don't think this is going to help her personally.
It might help with the women vote. It's interesting.
Okay.
Nancy from Facebook says, this is why I don't use iCloud for anything. Technology is never really secure. Well, yeah, that's true. There's many hackers out there that can hack into anything, as we've seen so many times.
Yep.
I want to relate back to the woman, Joanna, that Tori just read her comment out, and she said you don't really know about how it affects celebrities. Well, what about normal girls too?
Yeah.
What about young girls in school that maybe, you have a boyfriend that's like, oh, send me a picture, or you think you're really in love and this is the person for the rest of your life, and then the next minute, the whole school sees it, and then you're embarrassed, you're ashamed.
That's
Some
bullying.
people kill themselves over things like this. It's really not a joke. It's not just the rich and famous and the celebrities that this
But then that goes back to Robert's comment where he's saying if you can't deal with the consequences, don't
that's
send
blaming
nude
the
pictures.
victim.
I think when you're
a teenager, what are you sending nude
I'm
pictures
sorry,
for?
Brian, but you've never made a mistake when you're like 13,
absolutely.
15, 16, whatever it is.
So you're blaming the person that's the victim here. That's not fair. How about you blame the person?
As soon as you put something out there, you hit send, regardless if it's just a comment you're making.
In a perfect world,
as soon as you hit send, there's no consent to the cloud.
To a 14-year-old girl who thinks she's in love.
Yeah.
14-year-old girl who thinks you're in love.
Yeah, but
don't hit send.
That's not reasonable
to
say to someone. And remember, Amber Heard got hacked. She didn't send.
Yeah.
These people got hacked.
So that's why I said hold the TMZs and the National Enquirers.
Yeah.
To some sort of. Okay, let's get out of there.
No, I think that was a fair point. I do. Thank you for writing in. We love hearing what you all have to say. Real Housewives of New York star Luann de Lesseps will soon be behind bars. Oh, no, I love Luann. Raquel, what's going on?
Well, Sam, Luann de Lesseps was ordered back in jail today over alleged probation violations. A Florida judge ruled that she isn't taking her probation seriously after being charged with disorderly intoxication and battery on a law enforcement officer back in 2017. Her probation officer said she failed an alcohol test and isn't showing up for her AA meetings. No word on how long she'll be in custody, but I'll keep you updated.
No, Luann, you're the Countess.
You're the Countess Luann. You'll be tardy for the party.
She went from Real Housewife to Orange is the New Black. Okay.
Coming up on DBL, our co-hosts Al Jackson and Jeff Schroeder hit the streets to test millennials' knowledge. If you need a laugh, this story is just for you.
Oh, man. I gave y'all kind bars and y'all can't laugh, huh?
Okay, sorry. A lot of you writing in, Al said something funny about my outfit. It feels like it's 80s in Miami. Hey, let's go to Havana. They didn't walk like this in Havana in 1980s. Anywho, a lot of you writing in that All in the Family and the Jeffersons was great. Jamie Foxx going live like that is the reason why comics and improvisers are so good in live situations, because instead of getting blank, they Rolodex. And what I mean by that is very simple. If you've ever taken an improv class, or if you haven't, this is like step one. Basically, if I say the word to you, Alex, mascara, name 5 words that you think of when you think of mascara.
Makeup, eyes, black, long, thick.
Great. So those are all really funny 5 things, right? And so many scenes can come off of the long, the black, the thick, the curly, all of that you think of. When you're an improviser, instead of going blank when you flub, you immediately training, you go Rolodex. So he was like, we're live, okay? I know people think the TV is... It was excellent. It was the way to do it. That's how live TV should be. We've seen Grease and Bye Bye Birdie, Sound of Music. I really think this one was the way to do it. All right, thanks, guys.
Take it down, that we'll, fight, take it to court.
Welcome back to Daily Blast Live. Check out these headlines bashing the younger generation. If you believe everything you read on the internet, then you probably believe that millennials don't know anything. So, DBL hosts Al Jackson and Jeff Schroeder hit the streets to play a little game called Are You Smarter Than a Millennial? Check it out.
All right, buddy, what's your name?
Yo, I'm Quinn. I'm a student at Boston University.
What do you do for a living?
I have just been working and traveling for the past 2 years.
I'm a pharmacy technician in Utah.
I'm a student, so I don't do anything.
Hey, that's cool. I've done that to my late 20s. The show All in the Family had a spin-off called what?
I don't even know what that show is. I don't know.
Malcolm in the Middle.
Did you ever hear Archie Bunker?
Nope.
Like the animations.
No, we'll just move on.
Jetsons.
The Jetsons. All right, Al, what's the spin-off called?
The Jeffersons.
Who is Mary Lou Retton?
Sounds like a syrup lady. Not sure.
It's right next to Mrs. Butterworth. Yeah. Mary Lou Retton's. Do you know who Mary Lou Retton is?
She's a gold medal gymnast.
All right, Al, I got something in my hand. I'm gonna open it and you have to tell me what it is, okay?
All right. A dry erase board eraser?
It's a beauty blender. I wouldn't know because I woke up like this.
Oh! Okay, I have 2 cards here. There's 3 phrases on each card. Pick one and then explain it to me in emojis, and I have to guess the phrase. Butter, nose pig, butter, nose pig. X, cry, milk. Am I close? Butter, book, cry. Crying game? Sad book. The Notebook.
No.
Oh, faces in the iCloud.
Is that a saying?
Don't cry over spilled milk. Yeah! All right, Macy, do you know what this is?
A phone.
Do you know what kind of phone?
The spinny one.
I do not know the name of it, no.
It's a rotary phone.
Rotary, okay.
Do you know how to use it?
Yes, I do actually.
Okay, could you pick it up and then dial 8675309? No. Oh, that part.
Okay.
6.
Am I doing this wrong?
9. Now answer it in what band is there?
No, seriously, I don't hear anything.
Yeah, she's right here.
I did that wrong. I definitely did that wrong.
No. Macy, right?
Yeah.
Macy.
Hello?
It's not plugged into anything. Give it to Al.
Yeah, is anybody there? Okay, great.
It wasn't plugged in. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Hey, DBL Nation, hope you enjoyed Are You Smarter Than a Millennial? I really want that to be a weekly thing if I had my way here, because that was some really, really funny moments. But right now, I'm having Leo join me because I want to talk about a clip that's kind of trending right now. It's on Jimmy Fallon. It's of Millie Bobby Brown. Now, she is one of the stars of Stranger Things, and turns out she has a very, very good Amy Winehouse impression.
Really?
Yes, which would surprise you, and that got me thinking of all the celebrities who actually are very good at celebrity impressions, which one of them being Ariana Grande, which is kind of surprising, too.
Who does she do?
She has an amazing Shakira. I will set this up for the next time, remember.
Man.
Shakira, Rihanna, Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, yeah, she sang in their voices, didn't she?
Celine Dion. Yeah, and I feel like Millie Bobby Brown is going right into the steps of that. Like, they also have a clip of Millie when she's 5 trying to sing it, compared to 10 years later now when she's 15. And it's a glow up.
She's excruciatingly talented. She's in the new Godzilla. I did see her doing some, like, rapping at some point. Like, she's not going to stay stuck in the Stranger Things bit.
Oh, no. That was just like to get her out there. I mean, how long do you think Stranger Things can even last, though?
I think the next season is it.
You think
like,
so?
I think 1, maybe 2 more.
They're so grown up now. It's almost kind of weird to see.
Yeah, I feel like they're too old. Like, we followed you as kids, and now you guys are growing up on us. Come on,
I guess
now.
it's like monsters you take to college with you.
Yeah, something like that, right? It's like at this point they're 18 years old, still dealing with the upside down.
It's like the
Come
early
on now.
90s now.
Right?
All the fashion has changed.
Ooh, speaking of 80s, actually, DBL Nation, New Coke is bringing back New Coke today at
What is
3
New
p.m.
Coke?
MST. So New Coke is actually a recipe that they brought out in 1985, I want to say. And they tested this recipe next to both Coke and Pepsi, and a lot of people actually answered that they liked the new recipe more. So they released New Coke, and they took away their classic flavor, and people were outraged. Let me tell you, like, people were really upset that they took the classic away for good. Like, they were like, we're not bringing it back. So they decided to bring back Coca-Cola in that. You remember the cans that say Coca-Cola Classic on them? That was their old recipe.
Oh.
So they had New Coke and they had Coca-Cola Classic, and then they just shifted New Coke out because, come on, man, the classic Coca-Cola flavor is like a trademark.
I have to confess, I can't remember the last time I had a Coca-Cola.
I'll
It
be
might have
honest,
been
same.
like 10 years. So if you were to like give me one compared to the other, I don't know if I could tell the difference.
I think I could tell the difference, but I definitely haven't had a Coke in a little
I wonder
while.
what the taste is. Do you? I remember Pepsi had Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah,
which
did you get to
was-
try that?
I think I did. I
Yeah,
think
I did
came
for a little
back,
while.
But I think I tried I don't think my parents gave me soda as a kid. But yeah, let us know what you think, DBL Nation. Are you going to try it out when it comes out?
Yeah, see you next break, guys.
Bye.
Welcome back to DBL. Tori, we got some comments,
We
huh?
sure do. Naomi wrote, Jamie Foxx had George Jefferson's walk down pat. He was excellent. And I love when he flubbed, he went straight into that improv. Kevin Ang says, watch the live special last night. It was amazing. They don't make comedies like this anymore. I hope ABC continues to do some of these live recreations in the future. And finally, Brandy Sprong says, I miss the old comedies. I miss the Jeffersons, the Carol Burnett Show. I love Lucy, ...
I think those will probably be next on the list, but I like that they
Yeah.
started with these two that are so important, not only then, but now.
Yeah, I would love for the older generation to write in and tell us, like, because they were talking about what was going on then is still going on now.
Yeah.
That's fascinating to me.
and
that script
That's
held
so
up.
fascinating.
Totally.
Yeah,
And
right?
Anthony Anderson in Blackish and this.
Yeah.
Two very
I know.
relevant.
Very well done. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.